crowd.
You gonna hear that?
What's that?
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
What? I don't
You
hear.
hear that alarm?
Nah.
Get off my land. You passing that? Don't.
What you? Wait.
No.
You just. I thought the line was right here.
There you go.
You like that better?
I love that.
Mad cameras on the set. Got this one. Got that one. Ro Parrish on the set. Never come in wax on. See, me and Big, we brothers like the doobies. It's story time with Shaq. We talking about the movies. Blue Chips, we gotta start there. Give me your first impressions of Penny Hardaway and the best interaction story that took place between you two on that set.
I didn't know who Penny Hardaway was. Because once I made it to that level, forget who's behind me. I'm focusing on who's in front of me. So we're playing in Orlando, because we all used to play pickup, and this is skinny kid, they put him on my team, and I swear if I put my hand up like this, the ball is there. So I'm like, okay, he nice, he must be, must be one of the kids from the neighborhood. Every time he was coming down looking for me. He wasn't even looking for a shot, he was looking for me. So I tell him, hey man, I'm a spin, throw the lob. And everything I did, he did it perfectly. So then finally, on the way out, they said, that's Penny Hardaway. They brought him down here because he's gonna be in the movie with you. And I can remember D. Scott telling me, you're not a rookie no more. In order for us to get to that next level, you might have to start some trouble with upstairs. You gotta be the bad guy. Because I'm a respectable guy. Whatever you say we need to do, I'll do it. Even if I know in my mind that's not what it's gonna get to take us to that next level. I go upstairs and say, I've been reading the reports. We got the #1 pick. I like C-Web. He my guy. However, I just met this kid, Penny Hardaway. I know you know him. I'm thinking the next Magic Johnson and Kareem. Do something. They didn't take me seriously. So then I had to step it up. I didn't go upstairs and say it, but I spread the word. We don't get Penny, my deal's up next year. I'm gonna be looking to do something else. So then they said, we'll do it. We don't want you to, we'll do it. So I'm having a draft party at my house. They draft Chris Webber.
With the first pick in the 1993 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Chris Webber from the University of Michigan.
I just got this new 50-inch from Best Buy. I bust that all up. Because now I'm mad, because I'm like, I told y'all what I want, and now y'all gonna force my hand. I go to the bathroom to clean up, my boys run, hey man, they did something. They traded C-Web for Penny Hardaway.
Orlando has traded the draft rights to Chris Webber to Golden State in exchange for the draft rights to Anthony Hardaway.
So I knew that was gonna be the beginning of the new Magic Johnson and Kareem.
Would you ever consider doing a Blue Chip sequel?
If they asked me to, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Who would you like to have? Is Penny coming back?
I would say me and Penny come back. We'll be agents fighting against each other. I'll give all the young guys a shot. I'll get Kyle Kuzma in there. I'll get Kelly Oubre in there. I'll put Zion Williamson in there. And I'll put Candace Parker in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
The whole movie thing, I'm that kid that wasn't talented at all, but I'm that kid that always had high hopes. I was the kid that used to be like, man, I want to be an NBA player. Man, I want to do a movie. Man, I want to be a rapper. When you get a chance to take advantage of opportunity, you take it. I had no acting skills. I did a couple commercials. So the guy comes to me in LA and said, hey, we want you to be in this movie, Blue Chips. I'm not turning that down. Guy comes and said, hey, we want you to be a genie in a bottle. I'm not turning that down. Adam Sandler said, we want you to be in a comedy. I'm not turning that down. I got 17 movies. A lot of people say it's not really 17 movies because in 14 of them you played Shaq. But I say, nope, kiss my ass.
You mentioned that genie in a bottle.
Kazam is the best movie ever. I always do this trick with the kids. Like, look, babies, you want to see some magic? Right? And the kids, oh my God, it's gone.
That was pretty funny and very entertaining.
Oh man, informative too.
This young man,
Who
Luka
knew?
Doncic. We have our fantasy forecast coming up. Luka Doncic could be very valuable in that regard. J.R. Jackson, we'll be right back. And what a show it has been. This is a look at his numbers the last 10 games. The reason why we chose 10 is because those are the games that Kristaps Porzingis has been out. You can see his points right there. Field goal percentage just under 45%, but just over 10 rebounds and 8.9 assists. Very productive Luka Doncic has been. And in fact, we're going to hear from Doc Rivers, who is the head coach of the opponent tonight for the Mavs. This is just after shoot-around.
You don't stop him. I mean, you try to make him beat you in your way, you know, and if he can do that, then he can do that. But you just can't allow him to just be what he wants to be or play the way he wants to play, and it's hard to even do that. Great players are great players for a reason, and the reason is everyone's tried everything and it doesn't work, you know. So we just try to make it hard on him, as hard as we can. You know, he struggled in the first game against us, but he got great shots when you looked at it. He just didn't make some of the shots. So we know we have to be better defensively against them than we were the first time we played them, that's for sure.
And as promised, the third member of our crew, Gary Payton, has joined us.
I'm sorry that I left you with him by
I know
yourself.
it.
I'm here now. I'm
just trying to figure out how you got here through 5 o'clock traffic in Atlanta. You got a helicopter or something, man?
Hey, look here, man. I'm
special.
good. I'm special, man. Police escort right here,
For
man.
real?
Yeah, come on, man.
He's Gary Payton.
I forgot you. I forgot
That's
you
the
big time.
glove.
I forgot you big time, man.
So Gary Payton was at David Stern's memorial service earlier today in New York City. He joined us here, so of course we're going to ask him about that a little bit later on. But for now, we have a guest. Dennis Scott is joining us live from Dallas. He will be working the game tonight, and as you might recognize, it's Velvet Tuesdays.
What is that?
Crunch Velvet!
Okay. You and 3D got the velvet on today,
Yes,
Steph.
yes.
That's right,
He's
baby.
inspiring.
It's Tuesday.
All right, so Dennis, we talked a lot about Porzingis, expected to come back tonight. Do you have anything to further update the situation or any observations that you've seen?
Well, right now it's still a game time decision, but everyone around the Mavericks thinks he will play. He's been out all the games you've talked about, Steph. And they're just waiting for him to get that confidence back in his legs and find his way. Because so much talk about Luka, rightfully so, and how good the team is playing. But if this team really wants to go deep in the playoffs, they have to find a way to get Porzingis healthy, happy, and understanding where he fits in this offense. Because as Luka continues to attack the defense and set things up, in the fourth quarter, you may need someone else to go to make some shots for you or get double teamed, and Porzingis can do that.
3D, with the Clippers now, with Kawhi playing the way he's playing, this is better for me than this load management stuff. This team is a better team when he's on the floor. Even with Paul George out, what does he give this team and give the confidence to them so they can continue to win and get on that roll that they need to get on?
He gives them belief. When he's on the floor, they believe any given night they can go out and win any ball game against any team. They know defensively when he and Patrick Beverley and the rest of those guys are on the same page, they can stop anyone. And of course, in the fourth quarter, you give the ball to Kawhi. He does make good decisions. You know he can knock down the three. And he's not afraid to go in and get the mid-range game going because he knows that's where he can get fouled and get to the free throw line. So at the end of the day, the Clippers understand when Kawhi's on the floor, good things happen. No Paul George tonight. The hamstring, he's still nursing. But when he comes back, we know Paul George is one of those type of guys. He'll fit right on in and won't miss a beat. But to your point, when Kawhi's on the floor, things normally go well.
3D, going back to the Dallas Mavericks, I got a couple questions about Porzingis. First of all, is he going to be on any type of minutes restriction tonight? How is that going to go? And also, are the Dallas Mavericks going to look to try to get him off to a quick and fast start by maybe calling a couple of plays for him? I know Rick Carlisle said he didn't particularly love the post-ups, but I think that's something they might have to add in. Porzingis is 7'2", can't have him just camping out behind the three-point line.
Well, I'm going to go with the latter part first. The reason he doesn't post up a lot, guys, because that base of his foundation of his legs aren't strong enough yet. So when you go back and watch the video of the games he played this season, every time he's tried to post out, guys have pushed him off the block, and he ends up at the three-point line. So Rick Carlisle and the coaching staff is trying to figure out ways, to your point, B. Wood, is how do we get him some pick and pops or some pick and rolls to the basket to get his rhythm back. In the first part of your question, no minute restriction. It's all about how he plays and how he's running and how he looks is how Rick Carlisle will play him tonight.
All right, 3D, before we let you go, I got to ask you about Luka Doncic, the boy wonder. Has he said anything or alluded to the fact that when Kristaps does come back, does he want to do more to kind of keep him engaged in that offense?
No question about it. The leadership of Luka is off the charts. He understands that he needs Porzingis to go deep or to play well or to keep teams honest and nervous that is this Dallas team for real. So more importantly, he understands when he comes back, they have to feed off one another along with keeping everyone else engaged. And I think that's the beauty about Luka Doncic. He wants to make sure everyone eats. There's no way you get a triple-double if you're not unselfish and also knowing the fourth quarter the ball is going to be in your hands.
Love that. And in fact, leads the league in triple-doubles with 12 already. It's unbelievable. Thank you, Dennis Scott. We appreciate it. We know you're busy today. Have a good one tonight.
Hey, I see you, Velvet Girl. I see you, Velvet Girl.
Velvet Jones.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, 3D.
All right, guys.
Always inspiring. I love Dennis. He brings it to you. He always knows what's happening when he's in location. And he shared with us Luka Doncic, an extraordinary leader. He's a sophomore in terms of his years in the league. And it seems like his wisdom is just off the charts. We know he can perform, but it's how he does it. What impresses you the most?
What impressed me is he's so poised, like you said. I think it's because he started so early overseas where he was from, where he played that mature basketball. He learns how to play. That's why a lot of teams over here in the NBA want to draft a lot of overseas guys, because they know how to play the game. They know how to play a pick and roll. They know the right decision on the play. They know that they can get that from them right away when they come over to play in the NBA. And I think that with him, he's not a sophomore. He already knows how, and this game fits his game. It's an up and down game. It's a one-on-one game, and he knows no one can guard him one-on-one, because he's so strong, he's so big, he can get to the basket, and he can shoot the three. That's what's so good about it, and you don't usually see him struggle. He might struggle one game, and then he's going to give you 10 good ones.
Right.
And that's a good thing about this kid, is because when he struggles, he comes right back and gives you 7, 8, 9 good games in a row, and they go on a roll.
I pretty much have to piggyback off of what GP is talking about. The poise combined with the skill set is what really separates Luka from me, and why I really am impressed with this game. No matter what you throw at him, it seems like he's ready for it. If you try to pressure into him with smaller guards, he said, that's okay. I'll put my back to him, walk him down, get to his scoring area in a low block, and just shoot right over him. You put a bigger player on him, he exploits him in the pick and roll game or one-on-one off the dribble. He understands how to play angles, changing speeds, directions. He's not the fastest, not the quickest. Honestly, he's probably a below NBA level athlete as far as he doesn't match up with some of these guys that fly above the rim, but he doesn't need to, because he knows how to use their athleticism against him. Oh, you want to get into me real quick? I'll drive hard left, change directions, get right into a step back. So he understands angles, speed, pace, and he uses all of that to basically go out there and highlight his skill set.
And he reminds me of a bigger John Stockton, who the same thing. He does the same. He knows angles. He wasn't as athletic as us, but he was smart. And he was real smart, where he always got us in foul trouble. He knew what to do. He knew the right time to pick what pass he's going to do, how athletic he was. He took the right shots. He did all of that. And then he knew when to double off somebody. And this is what this kid reminds me of a bigger John Stockton who can handle the basketball. I think he shoots a little bit better than John Stockton. And, he sees the floor, and that's why he's so good.
Well, according to the Mavs website, reporter Dwayne Price is reporting that Rick Carlisle is saying Porzingis will definitely play tonight, but unsure of a minute restriction. So that's the latest news in terms of Porzingis. I bring that up because I'm curious what you all think. How will that affect Doncic's play? We know that he is a stellar teammate, that obviously he knows how to get assists, but when you have another star coming back into the lineup, if you're trying to play long-term victories, what does Doncic have to do to get Kristaps back in order?
Nothing. Be yourself. Keep playing the way he's playing. He's not been there for 10 games. Keep playing that. Let Porzingis come in and get with our program. Let him go. I'm going to feed him a little bit. I'm going to see what he looks like. How good is he? Is he ready yet? And just gradually bring him in. I like it. They should do what they're doing, what Utah is doing with Conley right now. Bring him off the bench, bring him in slowly, bring you into this process. We won 16 games out of 18 without you. So now, come on, you do the same thing. And I think this kid knows that. He's going to try to get him off, but he's not going to overpress it. I think he's going to just play his game, get him the touches that he need to get, see how he can work into what we're doing right now, and don't mess up anything. You don't need to mess up anything. Just keep playing basketball. And I think Carlisle knows that too.
Yeah, I don't think Luka has to do anything different as far as getting Porzingis involved, just because Luka's game is about taking what's there. If the defense plays in one-on-one, he's going to score. If they send a double team or if they try to trap him off the pick and roll, he's going to kick the ball ahead to a teammate, and that's where he'll have Porzingis spotted up behind the three-point line, and he can get busy right there. I think so. Some of that Porzingis is going to have to get find ways to get his own shot within the offense and find his own way to fit in. But I don't think Luka's going to have to do much differently, just because he's just such a well-rounded basketball player. It's all about what the defense gives him. He's always going to make the right play.
And plus, we got to see what shape he in.
Sure.
He's not in basketball shape. I know Carlisle will start subbing him. That's why I like to don't say a minute restriction, because if he's going, let him go. If he doesn't, bring him out.
Right.
You know he's tired. He hasn't played in 10 games. You know he's not in really, really good game shape. So just bring him along. I mean, in like about 4 or 5 games, he'll start really now becoming himself. And then you can see if we're going to put him on the blocks, if we're going to give him some plays, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the minute restriction may be self-imposed because of conditioning. He may be
Right.
asking for his own sub without having to have the coach pull his tail. Okay, so the big end game for the Dallas Mavericks is to win a championship.
Hey now.
The last time they won a championship,
Hey man, who that guy right there, man?
our own
You got your
Brendan
thing?
Hey man,
Haywood.
who's that guy right there, man?
Yes,